Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight for our tonight's Tuesday Talks webinar. My name is Susan Brown, and I am the Associate Director of Parent and Family Programs at Northeastern. It is a pleasure to be hosting a webinar on tonight's topic, Plan Your Visit Family and Friends Weekend. During tonight's talk, you are invited to type questions into the Q&A pod, which is on the right side of your screen. Questions will be answered following the presentation. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit, we're going to do an overview of the events that are going to be taking place. So tonight's agenda, we're going to be talking about the timeline of events, some of our signature programming that we'll be planning for the weekend, our featured speaker. We're going to talk about registration and check-in, and then we'll leave some time at the end for your questions and answers. So actually, Parent and Family Weekend is one of my favorite times and one of my favorite programs to plan. It gives us a chance for parents and family members to come back to campus to experience fall in Boston. It's a very busy time. It also gives you a chance to meet with your student 6 weeks in, bring those winter coats for those of you who are coming from California and far away. It's just a fun time to spend with your student, and we invite everyone to attend, whether it's a grandparent, siblings. We hope everyone will come and attend. So we hope that you will take the time to come and create your own experience. Like I said, we have a program with many programs and different services that weekend, but we also want to encourage you, I know many of you have plans or make reservations in different places, to spend time with your students. So we hope that you will follow a lot of our programs in the schedule, but also take the time to create your own experience. So our programming will begin on Friday, October 25th from 12 and it conclude at 10 p.m. On Saturday, it will begin at 8 a.m. and conclude at 10 p.m. And on Sunday, our hours are 9 to 2. Please remember, you do not have to take part in every activity that is planning during that time. So we are going to go through a little schedule to tell you about what some of the signature programs are and what we hope you will take part in, and that will begin. So on Friday, we have several programs. These are some of our signature events that everyone takes part in. One of them is Friday at 8 p.m. is our Spooka Speller Showcase. And during that time, just to give you a little idea of what is Spooka Speller Showcase, is from 8 to 9, one of our a cappella groups, Distilled Harmony, will be singing in Blackburn Auditorium along with a few other groups, and they will be putting on a Halloween show. After the, from 8 to 10, whether you're joining the show or not, we will be in the indoor quad of the Curry Student Center. We will be doing all festive things for Halloween. We have face painting, we have pumpkin painting, we have psychic readers, we have mug painting. For younger children under 12, we have Build Your Own Husky. We'll have lots of candy and sweets and music, and we hope everybody will come and have a good time. So that's what Spooka Speller Showcase is. We also have some limited tickets for the Shen Yen Symphony Orchestra, which is located about a block from Northeastern. There is an additional fee for that, and we do have about 45 tickets left, I believe. So if you're interested in that, I would encourage you to sign up quickly for that program. On Saturday, October 26th, some of our signature events are at 11 o'clock, and we'll be repeating this session at 4 o'clock, is the Greening of Northeastern. Trust me on this, it's really fascinating. It's going to take you through the time in Northeastern, through the decades, and what the campus used to look like and what it looks like now. It really is very interesting to see over the decades what has taken place at Northeastern. So they will be doing a formal presentation for about a half an hour, and then they'll actually go on a walking tour. After that, from 12 to 2, we will have our Family and Friends Fall Festival. This is going to be taking place in Centennial Commons. It's a really fun event. Pray that we have good weather. During that time, we will have magicians out there. It's a lot of music. We have a lot of fall candy apples and popcorn. We will be serving some light foods, some Boston chowder, and we'll also be serving some hot dogs and hamburgers during that time. And we hope you'll come out and join us. We'll have different tents where people can get a character artist picture, or they can do face painting, pumpkin painting, that type of thing. Our featured speaker will be at 1:30 in Blackburn Auditorium. His name is Dennis Lehan. He has written several novels in Boston. One of his most famous ones that became the movie is Mystic River. And I actually have met a colleague of mine who recently heard him speak and said he was a fantastic speaker and really interesting to hear. At 2:30, we will be having a family fondue and resource fair. And during that time, I will be there with some of my students and some other parents. And we'll be just having a reconnect and having a get-together to talk about your student and network with other parents and families. We will also be having some of our campus resources have tables there where you can ask some questions. At 7:30, we have about 100 tickets left for this. This is our new event. It's a private guided chocolate tasting, and during that time, you will get to hear from a woman who owns this chocolate company, and she will be bringing in all different types of chocolate to taste and be talking about it. It sounds like a really fascinating night. At 8 p.m., we have two things actually going on that night. We have an evening of comedy, which is some local comedians that will be performing in Blackman. That show is about from 8 to 9:30, and then at 9 we have a night at the Improv, which is unfortunately sold out. It was very popular this year. And then on Sunday, one of our signature events is Farewell Luncheon at Maggiano's. We did this event last year, and then we had a really good turnout. Parents really loved it, and it was a good chance to meet with other families and have dinner and say your final goodbyes. So as I said, this is our featured speaker. He will be here Saturday, October 26th at 1:30. He has written 13 published novels, Gone Baby Gone, that's another one, Shutter Island, that have turned into films. Seating is going to be limited, and what that means is I've had many parents ask me about, do you register for this event? If seating is limited on a first-come, first-served basis, so there will not be tickets, but the doors will be opening at 1 o'clock. We do have plenty of seating, about 1,000 seats, and then if we do fill up, we will be live streaming it into another area. So I think everybody will get a chance to, who wants to hear from Dennis, will get to hear from him. So I just went over some of the signature program. Now is a little bit of some of the campus talks and some of the college events that will take place during that time. So on Friday, one of our first sessions is the Global Experience. This is a chance for you to hear from some of our staff members about what different global experiences your student can take part in, whether it be a dialogue of civilization or a co-op abroad. They will be doing a session about the various services and programs that they offer. At 2 o'clock, we will be having some faculty spotlight who is going to be talking about our Marine Science Center, which is located in Nahant, Massachusetts, which is about 15 miles outside of Boston, but they'll be coming here to speak to us on campus. Also at 2 o'clock, we'll be talking to your student about alcohol use. We have a representative from our office, open office here, who will be talking about the effects of alcohol. At 3 o'clock, if your student's thinking of living off campus, they will be doing a session on tips, tricks, and facts and learning about living off campus. And then many of you who have came to orientation had a chance to meet a lot of our student orientation leaders. We are looking to recruit student orientation leaders for next summer, 2020, and we will be offering a couple sessions during Friday and Saturday where you can learn what it means for your student to be a leader in the orientation office. We'll also have some good snacks during that time too. At Friday at 4 o'clock, all of the colleges will be hosting a reception. It's very informal. A lot of people ask, do I have to dress up? You do not have to dress up. It's casual. A lot of the staff members are there to answer questions, and a lot of the academic advisors are there. And then on Saturday, you have a chance to go to the college welcome. So I know you may have a question, what is the difference between the college reception and the college welcome? The college reception is much more informal. It's kind of a mix and mingle. The dean may be there, some of the staff members, they have students there that you can talk with, where the college welcomes is a little bit more of a formal presentation. The receptions do have light hors d'oeuvres, and on the college welcomes, they do have a continental breakfast. So, but it's a little bit formal presentation. And then again, in the afternoon, we will be repeating a future student leader information session. And then on Sunday, we will be programming 2 sessions. One will be from the Student Financial Services. This will provide you information about applying for aid for next year or any questions you have in regards to your student financial package. And then University Housing. That will take place at 10:15. They'll be doing an hour presentation about housing for the following year. So you can see that we have many programs from academic. We also are doing a lot of activities that are off campus because Boston really is a spectacular city to visit, and we want to provide you the opportunity to do some social activities with your family. And here is a snapshot of some of the things that we will be doing off campus and on campus. We have several duck tours on Fenway Park tours that will take place on Friday and Saturday. There is an additional fee for these, and I'll talk a little bit at the end here about our registration process and the different fees. Friday, we also offer a Museum of Fine Arts tour. There is a fee for the guests, but not for your Northeastern student. They can enter into the museum at any time with their Northeastern ID. We'll also be offering a public art walking tour, which will show you a lot of our different art are on campus, a library tour, and then a campus tour. If anyone out there has not had a campus tour, we encourage you to take this hour-long tour and learn about the campus and where different various buildings are. On Saturday, again, we'll be doing Boston Duck Tours and Fenway Park Tours. Unfortunately, most of our Saturday duck tours are sold out right now, but there is plenty of room on Friday. We'll be doing the Freedom Trail. This is a 90-minute tour. It's a walking tour, and it's off campus, so we will have to take the subway there, or you'll have to find a way there. You can go as a group or on your own, and we'll meet down there, and they'll be doing a tour of many historical sites on campus. Then we have the Old Town Trolley Tour, similar to the duck tour, but it doesn't go in the water, and that tours the city too. And then I talked about our Arboretum Tour. We'll be repeating that again, and then our Public Art and Campus Tour. So a little bit about registration. Our registration site has been live now since for a couple weeks now. We did send an email out today reminding people to register. Our deadline for registration is Thursday, October 17th, 2019. I do want you to keep in mind, if by chance you miss the deadline to register and you want to come for the weekend, you can always come on site and register then. If we have additional tickets left over for campus events, we will, of course, provide you those, but keep in mind a lot of the activities, especially Saturday afternoon, are already filled out. So there is a registration fee. It is $25 per adult, and that fee covers our programming costs not associated with ticketed events. So a lot of the college receptions, the family spookapella event, the fall festival, those is what's covering the $25 cost. There is no fee for your Northeastern student or for children under 12. And we would be more than happy to, if you happen to register for an event and then decide that it's something you can't do or you're not able to attend, just please email us at parents@northeastern.edu and we will provide you a refund. So on the registration site, you will see when the initial mailing you got, if an event is a ticketed event and it has a cost to it, you will see when you register how many tickets are left. So for those of you who have not registered, if you go on tonight to, say, to register an event, it will tell you how many tickets are actually left. So if you're curious, like how many tickets are left for the comedy show, you'll know if you have plenty of tickets there. Please keep in mind, before registering for events, you really want to check with your student on Friday, because students are in class, and a lot of times they have scheduled plans. I always tell parents it's Halloween weekend too, so sometimes they have some of their plans on their own, but we hope they do make time for you. And keep in mind, some of our events on the schedule are subject to change. Shortly, I would think next week, you are going to receive an email if you have registered for the weekend that will provide you with information on where to check in. And when you check in, you will get all your tickets and our final program schedule, which will tell you where all the events are located. So Friday, October 25th and Saturday, October 26th, we will be in the indoor quad, that is the first floor of the Curry Student Center, from 8 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. You can come and pick up your tickets there, your packet. If you want to have your student grab it for you, that's perfectly fine too. So as long as someone picks up that packet, it is an envelope that will have all your tickets, and we'll give you a final schedule and a little fun giveaway. And on Sunday, our location will be in this office, the Orientation Family Programs office, and we'll be here from 8 to 12. A little bit about traveling. October, especially mid-October, campus and around town is very busy. I do encourage you, if you know that you want to make a reservation in the North End, just something I would do that early and make your restaurant reservations because it is very busy. We will be mailing you a parking pass probably by the end of next week, and the parking pass is good for day and overnight parking. You do need to be out of the parking lot at by Sunday at 6 p.m. So you can park there as long as there is available space, and the parking garage is located at 795 Columbus Ave. We will provide you with directions for that. And like I said, you can stay there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday until 6 p.m. However, I know many parents are saying, can I come in Thursday night? Unfortunately, we cannot provide parking during that time. If you haven't made a hotel accommodation, this is a link for the hotels. This is all on our website. And of course, next week or the week after, you can download our app, which will provide you with our schedules. So that is basically Family and Friends Week, and I do want to spend a little bit of time talking about some of the other programs that are coming your way. We do these Tuesday talks on Tuesday nights, usually about once or twice a month. We have several already listed for October. We hope you will join us. We try to pick topics that we think you can learn from and get more informed about campus. So October 15th, it's spring 2020. It's a housing process for the NUN students. That will be next week, next Tuesday. And then on October 22nd, we are going to be doing a session on maximizing your Northeastern family experiences. So we will have members from our Parent Leadership Council. We will have some current parents who will be talking about their experience and some of the transitions their student went through. It also gives you a chance to learn about other different programs that we provide to you throughout the year. And then on October 29th, we will be doing Beyond Campus, Co-op, and Global Opportunities. And this is really a very informative session. It talks about, as I spoke about earlier, about some of the global opportunities that your student can take part in, whether it be in another country, and we'll be talking about co-op, so you'll learn about that. Come early in January, there's a lot of deadlines that students have to meet if they do want to participate in some of these programs, so we want to make sure that you have that information in October. On November 19th, that is a session that will talk to you about how the process works here at Northeastern, how your student will select housing. We have a lottery process here, and we'll go over all that during that session. And then on December 3rd, Living Off Campus, Boston and Beyond, and that is actually very similar to the session that we will be doing during Family Fun Weekend, where you learn about tips and tricks living off campus. So we do that one in December just because in January, if your student is thinking of living off campus, we have many apartment hunting fairs that will take place in the month of January. We will be sending you an email about all of these webinars. We send them out about a week and a half before the actual webinar, and then we send it out the day of just to remind you to register for it. So keep in mind, if you are unable to attend, we do record these. You can go back to listen to any of our previous talks, even from past years, on our Tuesday Talks session under our Parent and Family Programs website. So I hope you will take part in some of these. So the fall semester is really going by quickly. It's hard to believe we're already in October. I do want to point out some important dates that you should keep in mind for your student. Holiday break for Thanksgiving will be November 27th, 28th, and 29th. So that's a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There are no classes for students on the 27th, so they are free to leave and come and go as they please. The residence halls, however, do not close down for the Thanksgiving break. All the residence halls will be open, as well as the dining hall. December 4th, that will be the last day of the classes, and then on December 5th is a reading day, which gives your students a chance to catch up and prepare for final exams. Winter break begins on December 15th, and on January 6th, 2020, we will begin, spring classes will begin. So a lot of exciting things coming up in times, and I know you're looking forward to welcoming your student home during that time, the break. I'm going to leave this page up now. This is a lot of our contact information. If you have any questions, we encourage you to call our office. There's our website, which will link you to all the Tuesday talks. It will link you to how to set up a portal. Our email address, parents@northeastern.edu. And our parent message board, I hope, if any of you have not used it, I hope you do take a minute to go to it. It takes about 30 seconds to create a username and password, and it will, it's a forum where parents can ask other parents questions. So if you have a chance, check it out and create one. And of course, we always encourage you to have your family portal. This is where you pay your students' bills, and you can see different events that are happening on campus and learn about different campus resources. And then, of course, our Facebook page, if you haven't joined, I strongly encourage you to be part of that. So I do want to take some questions. people are asking now some questions about the weekend. So keep in mind, when you do arrive on campus, I'm seeing a lot of questions about where do you go for certain events. When you arrive on campus, you'll be given a full schedule in your hand with all the locations and where everything will be. If you did not register for any additional tickets, you'll just get the schedule and we'll give you a giveaway and you'll know where all the locations are during that time. So as I mentioned, some events do not have tickets and they're on a first come, first served basis, and one of them is our featured speaker. Someone asking, is it possible to do both the comedy show and a night at the Improv? Are they back-to-back events? Well, right now the Improv is sold out, but if you did register for both, I probably would encourage you to not go to both because you would be late for the Improv show. The comedy show is from 8 to about 9:30, and the Improv begins at 9. So if there is an issue, please feel free to contact our office. We'll be more than happy to adjust your program. Oh, someone just said an interesting fact. This is kind of funny. We watched Mystic River on the plane on the way out for orientation in July. Really excited to hear from that author. I know that is a classic movie, as well as some of his other writings that he's read. So thanks. We hope you'll be coming for that. For off-campus activities, where do we meet? So several of the events like the Freedom Trail and the Boston Fenway Tour, Museum of Fine Arts, those are some of our off-campus events. When, as I said, when you come to campus, you will get the schedule. You will have the choice, let's say, for the Fenway Tours and the Museum of Fine Arts. You can go on your own to the location, or you can go as a group. So if you choose to go down to the Freedom Trail and you are having lunch down there, we will provide you with directions on where to meet the Northeastern group down there, or you can come from campus and go with a group of students from here. So either or is acceptable. So for those like us who have a family coming in 2 cars, can we get 2 parking passes? So if you have any parking issues and you do have more than 1 car, please email the email address for parents at northeastern.edu and I can send you an additional parking pass. When do the dorms reopen after winter break? That day is, I think it's going to be Saturday, January. I don't have a calendar in front of me. I think it's the 5th or 6th. We'll be sending that information out. Someone's asking me, some of the events like the trolley tours are filled up. Will spaces open up? Unfortunately, the duck tours and the trolley tours for Saturday, I don't believe any space will open up for those. Those have kind of limited tickets. But always keep in mind, I get asked this question a lot, like the Red Sox tour, the duck tour. You can always do those on your own too. So the duck tours are actually coming on campus, and like the Red Sox tour, we're leaving from campus as a group. But if you decide that you want to do a Red Sox tour and you want to do that Saturday morning, you can just go down to Fenway and do the tour on your own. The same thing with the duck tours and the trolley tours. They won't be coming to campus, but you can actually go to where these things are and they can accommodate you too. So keep that in mind. If you really wanted to go to an event and we don't have any tickets, you can always do those events. I'm being asked about the parking situation again. So if you registered for parking, if you registered for the weekend, we will send you a parking pass, which will allow you into the garage. Parking is not guaranteed, but I would assume there will be plenty of parking spaces. If you did not register for the weekend and you just want to come and go as you please, we do have another garage on campus. It's called the Renaissance Garage, which is located right near the Columbus Garage, and that is a paid parking facility that will charge you by the hour. So if you need to do that, you can do that as an option. And just to keep in mind, you can come and go as you please during our garage with a parking pass, but you do have to be out by Sunday at 6 p.m. Someone's asking, other than the parking garage, is there other parking that fills up? So there is 2 other garages on campus. You cannot use the parking pass in these 2 other garages. These are paid facilities. We are encouraging everybody with the parking pass to go to the Columbus Ave garage. If you do not have a parking pass and you want to go to one of the paid facilities, it's the Renaissance Garage or the Gainsborough Garage, which is down near Matthews Arena, and those are paid parking facilities. So I had asked earlier about when move-in day is. Someone was asked, NUN students will be moving in on January 3rd. So if your student was part of NUN for the fall, They will be returning, coming to campus January 3rd, and returning students, first-year students, will move in on January 5th. So I hope that clears up that. Someone's asking, if we arrive on campus on Thursday, will the parking be covered by the parking pass? It will not. The parking pass is only valid Friday through Sunday, not Thursday. So I would suggest that either you, if you're in a hotel, either park down there or go to our Renaissance garage. We're being asked, do we have programs, another family weekend program? This is the only one we do every year, which is in October, Family and Friends Weekend in October. So the program will not be permitted during that time. Can students leave their belongings in their room over winter break? Yes, they can. They don't have to move anything out during that winter break time, but they do have to leave the residence if they're in a first-year hall. We actually will be sending information about that out in November. We do a newsletter called Parents Matters. We will be including all information about move-in and that type of thing. Students will have classes on Friday, a family weekend, so keep that in mind. You may want to have a conversation with your student when they'll be available. I've worked many family weekends, and parents sometimes have high expectations of their students getting out of bed at 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, and they don't. So you may be going to the college welcome alone, but you want to have a conversation and just say, what time are your classes, when will you be free, that type of thing. So we have a family member asking each year about how many families attend the weekend, how popular it is. So typically each year we have between 3,000 and 4,000 parents and students take part in a family weekend. Like I said, you want to create your own experience. You don't have to follow the program exactly. Not everything's mandatory. We'd like you to take part in as many events as you can. But feel free, if you just want to go to something on Sunday, a presentation, but then you want to take your student out to dinner and you don't want to be part of our POL, that's fine. You're more than happy to do that. So we hope, you take advantage of as many programs, especially some of our signature programs. But feel free to, make your own experience and spend time with your student outside or on campus too. Someone's asking about the newsletter that I mentioned. So we have a Family Matters newsletter, it's called. It is sent electronically, and it will be sent to you in November, which will provide you information about moving in and out of the residence halls. And then we actually send another one in April electronically to you. If your student, getting lots of questions about the holiday break, if your student is not sure about dates or where they can go and things like that during the holiday break, if they're not going home, not all the residence halls are closed. It's just the first-year residence halls. So I really encourage you to email housing@northeastern.edu with questions in regards to extensions and move-out dates and move-in dates, and they will be able to provide you with more information. We'll also, a couple of other exciting things that we will have on campus during that time. We will have a huge photo booth so you can take pictures. One will be kind of a Halloween themed on Friday night, and the other one is all Northeastern. We'll provide you with some Northeastern gear to take a picture, so we hope you'll also take part in that too. Parents are asking, can we eat in the dining hall? We will not be providing passes during that time, but if your student has a meal plan that has additional dining dollars on it or guest passes, you can certainly use those, or you can pay to go into the dining hall during that time. A little misunderstanding, parents are saying, panicking, do I have to remove belongings from the room in the winter? You do not have to remove any belongings in the winter. Students leave the room as it is. If they, I suggest they take their laptops and things like that, but they don't have to take anything else out. All righty. Well, we're about 2 weeks away from Family Weekend. I do hope that you, if you have not registered, that you do take the time to look over the schedule, visit our website for some of our previous Tuesday talks. We really encourage you to suggest future topics that you would like to hear from. We are here for you, and we want to know what interests you. Shortly, when I conclude this, you will be asked to take a survey. Please take it out. Take a few moments just to fill it out about how informative the webinar was, and if you have any suggestions for future talks. We get our information from you. We want you to be part of this experience too, so please take the moment, fill it out, and suggest any topics you have. And as always, I am available to you as a resource here. Feel free to call our 800 number if ever you have any questions, whether it be about your student's transition or anything academically. We're here to help you. I really appreciate everyone being here tonight. I look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks. Let's hope the sun's out. We have a beautiful fall weekend. If you have any questions about your registration or how to add tickets, again, email me and I'd be more than happy to do that for you. Thank you again for being here tonight. We hope that you will take part next week in our webinar. Like I said, we will be sending emails out, and we hope you'll see you in some of our future ones. Thank you and good night.